Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins, we've got the special episode for you tonight. We've got bizarro UFO videos, including something that looks biological, something unknown. It's quite incredible. And the flying disc, they're making a comeback in Mexico, Brazil, all over the planet. We're going to be going over the latest UFO videos. And let me tell you, it gets quite wild. We're just giving you a sneak peek of what to expect in this episode. Let's roll the video from Brazil right now. Take a look at this. All right, Brazil is lighting up. Once again, multiple videos coming in from the region of Brazil of some kind of disc-shaped object. We don't see any kind of prop propeller blades. This thing is perfectly stationary in the sky. People in traffic just looking up in awe and can't explain what the heck is going on. But I'm so glad that people on the ground were able to get their cameras out, capture the phenomenon. Again, I want to get your opinions in this premiere right now. Let me tell you, the word of UFOs, it's kind of a hot topic, but for some reason they don't want to share the videos with you. It's hard to find Third Phase of Moon. Sometimes you get unsubscribed for some reason and then you got to subscribe again. I don't know what the heck's going on. Maybe they just don't want you to see the evidence as we give it to you pretty much on a weekly basis, sometimes daily if it comes in fast enough. But what we're looking at right now is undeniable. It's up there in the sky. There's no CGI going on. What we're looking at is legitimate video, and whatever it is, it's quite large. It's off in the distance. I would say it's at least 20 to maybe 25 feet in length. It's hard to tell, but it's something that we can't explain. And again, no undulation. This thing is just steady. And again, no prop propeller blades. And what's quite incredible, I was doing some research, and one of our good friends, Hidden Underbelly, managed to capture a second angle of the same event. So there it is, two angles of the same object in the sky, the same region, confirming that something bizarre happened over the skies in broad daylight. Again, this slick design, you can see the edges. It seems to be almost aerodynamic. If this is metallic and it's up there hovering, it's seemingly defying the laws of physics. What on earth is the propulsion behind this thing? That's what I want to ask you. You guys got to leave your comments. And make sure you subscribe and hit that thumbs up to get our algorithm going. For some reason, this evidence is such a hot topic, UFOs. But for some reason, this platform doesn't want the major public to notice what's going on. Now, more information coming in. Take a look at this. Quite incredible. This goes on for about 4 to 5 minutes. We're going to let it roll here.
Non. Oui, il se déplace, il se déplace. Il est magnifique, il est magnifique. Il descend, il descend, il descend. Putain, de filmer sans trépied, c'est un peu dur quand même. On dirait qu'il va se poser le bazar. Oh oui, il est vraiment près du sol, hein. Wow. J'espère qu'il va se poser ici quand même. Oui, Wilfried, je pense qu'il va se poser. Oui.
All right, the location that this video is captured is the country of France, and what we're looking at is something that I can't explain. It's just quite incredible. We don't see any kind of propulsion, but we do see these appendages coming off this craft, if that indeed it is intelligently controlled. It seems to have its own flight pattern, but when you get a close-up look at it, you could almost see these pyramidal jagged shapes coming off the craft. It almost has this green yellowish tint to it. Again, if this is some kind of balloon, I have not seen one quite like this. Look at this close up here. We did a little bit of translation from the person who shot it. He says it's coming down repeatedly, saying that this thing is descending in a downward trajectory. But again, he kind of loses his side of it a few times, and he ditches the tripod. I think he says, I'm just going to get rid of the tripod and I'm going to handhold this thing. That's why it's a little shaky, but he manages to capture some really clean imagery of whatever this craft is. Again, this thing isn't just undulating and blowing in the wind in all kinds of erratic maneuvers like a balloon would. This thing is pretty steady in its flight pattern. It's not even rotating. So again, it's just very strange. And what's amazing that it lands in a little neighborhood right there in France. Maybe we could lock down the exact location. If anybody recognizes this area, I suggest you ask some questions. Maybe this thing landed, we could find out what it is, because right now we have no idea. Look at this, it's off at a distance. This thing has to be at least 50 feet in length here, and then it slowly descends right behind like a little farm there. Look at this, guys. Do you have any clue what's going on here? Leave your comments. It really helps the algorithm. Again, we're bringing you the latest UFO videos coming in from around the world, and this one has us scratching our head right here at Third Phase of Moon. Guys, if you have a clue, you let us know. But again, maybe something ET in nature, something crazy landed right there in a little town in France. And again, if we could lock down the location, maybe we could find out what this is. And sometimes if you see this yourself, look at this close up here. My God, this is very strange stuff, and it lands right behind this little town. Somebody has to know what's going on. Now, more video. It's a Third Phase of Moon. Take a look. More broad daylight sightings. Again, take a look at this thing. We're looking at the underbelly of this craft. It's the typical flying saucer, but you can almost see some kind of portals underneath it. And again, there's this ring around it. We're getting a close-up, and it has a jagged edge around it, but you see these portholes on the side underneath. Is this the exhaust ports of something? Again, I have no idea what we're looking at. Look at this. We're getting some slow-mo stills. I'm going to do some enhancements here. And look at the characteristics. It just doesn't make any sense. I see no manipulation. What we're looking at is legitimate footage, and we're doing more close-ups. And just look at how it kind of morphs, but you see these two holes, maybe three on the side of it, and then like this hole underneath, and then this jagged kind of static field around it. Look at this. It's white around it. It almost seems that it's electrified. Maybe this is the means of its propulsion, but again, we don't have the answers. We're just sharing you the videos coming in from around the world, and let me tell you, this one's bizarre. Look at the characteristics on this. Guys, if you have any opinions, you let me know, but I got to roll out a balloon. Again, I think there's something going on over the skies, and we're just looking at something that is unexplainable. It's a UFO. It's unidentified, and that's what we're looking for. Again, the kind of the close-up still I managed to enhance, and it's giving some detail. And this is interesting stuff. It's just hanging up there. And again, let's do a little bit more enhancements. I'm taking the best frames of the video and trying to enhance and bring out a little bit more definition to this. And it still doesn't make any sense, guys. This is a very strange, again, the characteristics of this, it's not like a flying disc shape that I've seen before. This is something kind of different. It almost looks like an orb, but then again, it has this metallic feel to it. So it's hard to tell what it is, but it kind of reminds me of a video that we received and shared to the world a few years ago, and I'm bringing it up right now. Here it is. Again, it has kind of the same characteristics of what we just showed, but again, it's a broad daylight. Look at this close-up shot. We see some kind of possible mechanized propulsion system underneath. Again, these videos are legitimate. There's no trickery, there's no CGI, there's no AI. I could pretty much say without a doubt what we're looking at is authentic footage. And once again, it resembles straight up something out of a science fiction movie, but this isn't a sci-fi novel. This isn't some science fiction blockbuster movie. This is real life. Now, what got me is this one. And I don't know. It's just kind of crazy. Take a look. Biological ET? What the heck is this?
سبحان الله أول شيء عاوتاني عندنا شي كيدير شي الصفة ديالو كيديرها.
All right, when we talk about biological UFOs, I have to say this is one of the greatest videos that presents the argument for possible life forms resembling UFOs. Again, if this were shot underwater, I would totally understand. This could be some kind of squid or an octopus or some kind of life form that exists in the ocean, but this is up in the sky, people. Can you tell me what it is? Is this some kind of like souped up kite? I don't think so. And again, look at the close-ups. It almost looks like a manta ray, a stingray flying or swimming through the sea, but this is again in the sky. I don't see any kind of kite that could resemble anything like this, or a balloon. This is something that definitely looks lifelike, a biological life form unknown to us. Guys, I want to get your opinions because this is kind of crazy. If you saw this flying above you, if it was me, I'd freak out. This is kind of crazy stuff here. Again, we're rolling the raw video, and it lasts for about 20 seconds, but again, it just doesn't make any sense to me. My mind is trying to wrap my head around this thing, and I just don't have any explanation. That's why we're sharing it with you. It's a phenomenon. It's crazy. That's what Third Phase of Moon. It's crazy videos shot by the people around the world, and we're sharing it with you right here. And again, this close-up, it almost kind of looks like a bat kind of flying, a bat wing. But then again, it has this jellyfish, manta ray, stingray kind of resemblance. It's just very strange, and I'm pretty much going to dismiss it. It's not a kite, in my opinion. I don't see any strings attached. What's controlling it, I'm not exactly sure. Is there unknown biological life forms? That's the big question. Are the men in black life forms from another planet? Here's a movie that we made about it, a documentary. Check it out.
Men in Black is a concept that's been in the UFO field since really the beginning of the UFO field, essentially.
What is the true mission of the Men in Black? Is it the suppression of information regarding UFOs and extraterrestrials?
Albert K. Bender founded the International Flying Saucer Bureau in 1952 during the big UFO flap. Now, these figures were very dark in nature. They were wearing hats, almost like a fedora style, and they had glowing eyes.
What Jacobs said in the aftermath of that was that he was subject to a range of harassment type of activities. Some of these things would include threatening phone calls at all times of the day, and even to vandalism against his property damage.
There is no more exciting story that I could write or Aviation Week could publish than to say, at last, we've come across one UFO report that cannot be explained in prosaic terms. Maybe this is an alien spaceship. Biggest story of all time.
Take Richard Doty, former special agent of the Air Force who was tasked with infiltrating the UFO community to instill doubt and misinformation of UFO encounters.
Men in Black have always been present in the UFO community since back in the 50s and 60s.
This story follows an age-old pattern of a prominent Men in Black cover-up. A UFO incident occurs. Experiencers witness something that shouldn't exist in our conventionally understood reality.
That's right. Who Saw the Men in Black? It's available right now. It's actually free on Tubi, and we're going to be supplying the original links, or if you prefer Amazon, we're going to also supply that link below. I want you guys to check out our 4-part series to our latest comic book, Battle for Disclosure. The issues are out. Take a look at this. That's Battle for Disclosure, the 4-part series. First one's Specimen 95. The second one is Battle for Disclosure, Air Force One Down. The third one is Battle for Disclosure, Escape from Area 51. And the fourth, and the climatic conclusion to Battle for Disclosure, UFO Endgame. So take a look. It's available on Amazon right now or Kindle. The links are below. Like I said, if you've captured anything amazing, send it to us. Be safe, everybody. We'll see you next time.